Got it right, y'all. I got it right. See, we got somebody in the chat. Well, we got a viewer and one viewer. We're gonna play some music until we get some viewers. Hey, brother Eon, what's going on? My warrior. Yes, yes. You already know. It's the type of music I'll be vibing off of. Some instrumental, you know what I'm saying? Just get the flow going here. I'm gonna get somebody to freestyle over some of these beats. So if you know somebody that rap, let me know. I need to get something down so I can have it on the beginning of my show and towards the end of my show. You know, we can't just play any music because it's a copyright infringement or whatever. So you need somebody that know how to freestyle. Just waiting on a couple more people to get on, you know. Then I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, get everything cracking. Yeah, I know. You know, they being haters. It's all good. Um, People, they're gonna know that I'm going live. You know, it should be in their news feed actually. Um, if they have me, if they have my videos as a reminder, they have the reminder right now. So you know, like I said, I got people they're probably about to tune in. If not, you know, we don't need an army to make a show. We can go back and forth. Somebody will join in soon. I don't worry about those type of things. You know, this video gonna get posted regardless. You know, but I do think that was a good idea. That 4:20 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, maybe. A lot of people be getting up for work around that time. You know, not even around that time. I feel like you can take a little bit of time to meditate. We take time out to do everything else. You know what I'm saying? We could take time out to meditate. What's 20 minutes of our time? You know, 20 minutes of our time can leave a big blessing. So how your day end up going, brother Eon? I had an excellent day. Um, Found out a couple of things I really needed to find out about some business moves I'm trying to make. So it was a good thing. Oh, how did it turn out? You should have posted it on Facebook, man. I wanted to see it. I bet it was good though. What type of seasonings did you use with it? I had a rice bowl today too. It was a veggie rice bowl with fried chickpea patties. It was all vegan. It was excellent actually, very hearty. Um, Matter of fact, you know what? I'll be right back. I'm about to go and grab that protein powder and show you that I was telling you about earlier. Hold on, I'll be right back. T. Thomas, peace. Was good? How you doing? This is my baby right here. Um, 5 scoops of this. I weigh 150, so 5 scoops and a blender with some fruit. Well, water. You don't need water, but you can use apple juice or orange juice. I prefer water because that's the only thing I drink. And some kombucha, but that doesn't taste good. So I'd rather just use water. But that's how I get my protein in the morning. And therefore, once I get my protein that way, um, I won't be chasing, protein all throughout the day. I can just drink that in the morning, 12 ounces of that. And I can go about my day. I can eat salads, fruit, um, a nice hearty that protein, that actually I got that from Walmart. I was surprised that they had it, but yeah, I got it from Walmart. You can get the bigger ones from like GNC. There we go. Can you see it? All plant based, and I can even show you what's in it. Yep. So since I got a sufficient, I think this is enough to go ahead and start. Um, I want to talk about something that I had put in my preview of the video. I said we was going to talk about some celebrities, but see what I want to talk about with the celebrities is basically they're a distraction on what we are trying to do. A lot of times the enemy throws curveballs at us. They take people that um, we might look up to high standards, and they might build a story around that particular person. They did it with Bill Cosby. They did it with Whitney Houston. They did it with Michael Jackson. They did it with Prince. Um, yeah, they did it with a lot of our so-called heroes. Um, a lot of those celebrities, they died because of their demise on their end. Um, when you sign contracts and you got to stick to them contracts. If you don't stick to them contracts, that's just what it is. That's just like you being in a job and you sign a workforce letter, or you signed that you read the employee handbook and you're gonna follow all of these rules. So, say for instance, you do something against the grain of that employee handbook. It's either one or two things gonna happen. You're gonna get written up and you're gonna get fired or fired. So in the industry, either you're gonna lose everything or you're gonna die. Um, they don't want celebrities telling the truth. They don't want celebrities exposing the lie that's been planted in our generation, in our core group, in our race, because that's what it is. Our race is target. No other race has been lied to as much as we have. Hey, hey, CGC gang, hi. Oh, that's Cheyenne. That's my. Hey, you guys, I want y'all to say hi to CJC. That's my daughter. Uh, her name is Cheyenne. She's a young princess. She's gonna be something to be reckoned with in the future. You see what I'm saying? So I want y'all to say hi to my daughter. You're gonna have to change that name though, little lady. I don't like that. See, well, you are a part of my gang, so that's cool. We the Johnson gang. So yeah, I want y'all to say hi to my daughter. Yeah, it is a blood contract as well. Cheyenne, since you don't have school in the morning, you can actually sit up and listen to it. Um, it's literally a blood contract. You're gonna spill blood or you're gonna pour blood. Either or. You see what I'm saying? Spilling blood is basically when you take your community or your African people or your culture and you poultry it. You dig into it with knives and forks and tear it apart and hand it to other race and put it on their plate and let them run with it. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like you sitting at a dinner table and you sharing your steak with everybody else. So at the end, when you get done sharing your steak, you look at your plate and you got nothing on the plate for you. That's what the industry do to us as a culture. You see what I'm saying? They got people like Justin Timberlake. They got people like um, Odella, whatever her name is. They got people like what's the white man name that Pharrell be dealing with? Iggy Azalea, those are culture poachers. Eminem, he's the biggest culture poacher. He said he's a god. He's the god of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? How are you? Um, what's the names, Eon? What did we come up with? How is you? Hold on, I got it right here. Matter of fact, we actually came up with a name for these folks. But we're gonna use devils for now. How are you a devil and you claiming that you are the king of something or the god of something that we created? You see what I'm saying? That's like a man coming in your house, the devil coming in your house, and he's telling you he's the king of everything that you own. You see what I'm saying? They do it around the whole board. They do it in our household. They do it in our community. They do it at the workforce. They do it at the schools. Um, Behind every great idea is a devil. I'm gonna tell you that now. If it's not a great idea that we created, it's not real. Um, Me and my brother Eon, we was talking about something earlier today. Yes, yes, she's a soldier, Lady E. Thank you for tuning in. Um, Yeah, she's a soldier. But me and my brother Eon was talking about something today. I want to give you guys an example. He can vouch for this. He was at the park today, and he was, getting his rays of sun, getting his energy, his synergy. And he said a group of devils came up, sodomites. A group of sodomites came up. There we go, Eon. A group of sodomites came up, and like he said, they had a beautiful dog. Sodomites, we got it. We got it. I got it on it. Sodomites. So yeah, we he said he was doing the sunbathing. He had his music playing. He was in his headphones at first, so he said sodomites. Yeah, don't worry about it. We got it though. Um he had his music playing, he was vibing, he was getting his good energy. The group of family, they came through. He said the first thing he seen was the dog, beautiful dog. Uh, The dog ran past. He said he didn't pay it no mind. The family like pretty much gathered around where he was at. After he get done sunbathing, um, he said he gets up and he's ready to leave. So he goes back to his car and he hooks his Bluetooth up to his radio. So like he said, he rocking, packing his stuff up in his car or whatever. He's continuing to get his energy. The sodomites was around them, and it was like they felt that energy and they wanted it. So what they did was like they normally do, they start sucking the energy away from them. They start making them feel uncomfortable. But see, this is the thing that we have to realize: when the sodomites, which are the enemies, when they come through and they do these type of things to us, we have to ignore them. Cheyenne, if you still in the comments, if you still viewing, you just went through the same thing today. But she went through this with a fellow young sister of hers. Um, they want the energy, so they're going to do anything to pull us in the matrix to suck our energy, to suck our all of our energy away. And my brother Eon, he experienced that firsthand today. Like he said, he had all the energy he needed. Soon as them sodomites seen him with that energy, guess what they did? They started jugging and picking at him. So at the end of the day, he paid it attention. He gave them that attention. So when you give them that attention, you're pulled into the matrix again. And all the energy that you just worked hard for gaining within yourself is being sucked out of you by the sodomites. So after they sucked his energy away, the man waved at him. he basically was telling him thank you. You see what I'm saying? So, yep, there you go. Thank you, Lady E. Sodomite. Yep, you guys can look that up, and it'll tell you exactly what it is. But those are our enemies. Those are a good name for them. I call them Esau's or Sodomites. You pick and choose. Um, yeah, but they're like vampires. They're energy vampires. Any way they can suck your energy up, they're gonna suck your energy up. I told my daughter today, she kind of got into a situation, and I told her the best thing to do is walk away. Don't even pay them no attention. Don't even give them the power of attention. Because once you give them the power of attention, they're going to suck you dry. They're going to take any and every part of energy that you just gained that whole day building up to release back out to manifest what you need to manifest. They took it away from you. And that's what goes on in a community. Um, our energy is taken away from us through several things: television, um, indulging in messy stuff, our phones, social media. Um, I wish my brother Sticks was on the chat right now. We actually had a little conversation briefly about this. Um, I didn't want to base my whole stream over celebrities or anything. We're not even going to give them that type of energy because they're not giving the energy back to us. So my whole thing tonight was to kind of, play with the mind a little bit, to see where everybody's at. We don't need those type of people. Now, a couple of people I will say I do listen to. To each his own. I ain't gonna lie, I like Pharrell because the last song that he made, that was a pretty deep song. That was a pretty deep CD. It has a lot of subliminal things in it. One song that he made, and he said, "I was in, but no, not now. I was in, but no, not now." And that made a lot of sense. See, I'm one of those type of spiritual fellas that can listen to a song and I might can hear something in that song that can nobody else hear. But once I point it out to you, um, no, that ain't the energy song. That's a good song too. You got energy, but you don't want to use it. Uh huh. Now that's a deep song too. But it's the one with Kendrick Lamar in it. He be like, "Holy shit is working." That song right there. And matter of fact, it ain't with Kendrick Lamar. It's with Future. Listen to that song. He said, "I was in, but no, not now. I was in, but no, not now." You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he was basically telling us, at first he was part of this mind control thing with the music and everything. Because like I said, anything that we can gravitate to and they know that we gravitating to it, they making a weapon out of it. Hip hop has been a weapon for over 20 years. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a weapon formed against us. Um, we lost control of hip hop when Tupac died. I'm gonna be honest with you. Think about this. 96, when Tupac died, I graduated from high school. 97, 98 was some of my roughest years in my life. Like some of the hardest years of my life. And I felt that when Tupac died, a part of me died because I listened to that man. Any album that he made, he dropped, I listened to. I just feel like when he left, he took hip hop with him. Right now, it's a weapon formed against us. Um, what song are you talking about, brother Ian? Are you talking about the Pharrell? It's on his latest album. It's on the NERD album. Um, that whole CD, like I said, that whole CD is for us. Um, I don't want to promote him on my stream. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not benefiting the stream right now, but it's benefiting us for you guys to know about these songs because some of these songs. Bro, no, it ain't Future. It's Pharrell featuring Future. If you Google it, it should pop up. And you listen to the song, you'll be like, man, wow, it's deep. He switches the beat up, and some of the beats that he switch up on are some of the harmonic balances that I listen to in the morning when I meditate. Um, that whole CD has a bunch of harmonic balances in it that I meditate to, and it's for us. So when you look at those things, you be like, wow, okay. I see what you're talking about, and you hear those things, you hear these sounds, and you hear these different tones. It's a good thing to meditate to. Sometimes I meditate in silence. Sometimes I do meditate. Hey, General. Oh, listen. We got an elder, a special elder in the chat room right now. General Kwaku. Peace and love, my man. Peace and love, my brother. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. You guys give some love to General Kwaku. He's one of he's the general of what's going on right now. He's a powerful man. I had a nice long conversation with General Kwaku. He's one of he's a revolutionary. You know, he's a warrior for us, and he's an elder. So I want you guys to give him some respect and some love in the chat room, if y'all could, please. I hold him up, him and BL Carter. I'm glad you got on here, General Kwaku, because we're trying to start we're not trying. It ain't even no trying. We are going to start a retreat in August. We're going to start a retreat in August, and it's going to be somewhere around August. We don't know if it's going to be the beginning or the end, but we're going to talk more about it in the later chats throughout the week. But it's going to be like a retreat for us to sit at a round table and discuss some things. We're going to go live. We're going to be on the chat. We're going to be on a live stream. We're going to come up with different types of solutions to when we hit these different neighborhoods and different cities. We can, just like these churches do. I want to do the same thing these churches do, walk around the neighborhoods, and I want to educate my people. You see what I'm saying? I want to give them something to look forward to. We love you too, Lady E. We love you as well. GBF for life, Yeah, but we're gonna go more into that in the future this week. General Kwaku, it's gonna be lovely. We actually have a name for it. It's called the Road to Knowledge. Hey, all true. What's going on? Yes. We getting them in, y'all. We got 6 viewers right now. That's good. I'm happy. Yeah, it's going to be called the Road to Knowledge. I'm gonna type it in actually. Well, I thought I was gonna type it in. Yeah, but it's gonna be called the Road to Knowledge, and what that is going to give everybody, hey, Spartacus, that's what's up. What's going on, my man? Yes, my brother Spartacus in here. Hey, Spartacus, we got General Kwaku in the chat, man. You got to give him some love. Hey, matter of fact, do you remember the name that we came up with, Spartacus? If you could you type it in, please? The name of our yes, the name of our retreat that we came up with. I think everybody should know it. It's powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's not piggybacking off of anything. Yes. Spartacus Bills. Yeah, he's one of the real ones. You know what I'm saying? He's a warrior. This guy he does a lot. Yes, there we go. The Road to Knowledge. Yes. That's going to be our new thing right there. We starting off. We're gonna do our first one in Texas. The next one might be. We are going to decide where the next one's going to be. It's just not one person deciding. It's us as the GBF. We're going to decide where we're going to have the next one at. But the first one is most definitely going to be in Texas. We just don't have a time and a place for everybody to attend. And then once we step into um, that road to knowledge, we're going to figure out where the next road to knowledge is going to be at. All true, yes, yes. Yep, we got brother Eon, we got brother All True in, All True from Canada. So uh yes, yes, that's what we plan on doing. That's why we want to get this road to knowledge going, so we can make a agenda to hit these streets in these different neighborhoods and talk to the youth. I do it by myself here already. You know what I'm saying? I walk around and I talk to the youth by myself. Today, I actually was supposed to be recording some of the youth, but I had some prior obligations I had to take care of with my kids. So I really appreciate you guys in the chat room. General Kwaku, my daughter was in the chat room for a minute. She's like you said, we got to train her from a young standpoint. We got to get them while they're young. My daughter's 10. She knows a lot of what I know, and it's wonderful because she manifests things herself. She's learning how to meditate. You know what I'm saying? So Cheyenne, I don't know if you're in the chat room. Say something. You can get on here and say something. She's only 10, and she's already willing and ready to help me. You see what I'm saying? So when we got young, now the youngsters, those are soldiers. I will call them soldiers because they have to take advice from us. They have to take a direction from us. But us as elders, us as older, we're warriors. Yes, we trying to save the future. No one. They feeding our children death right now with the social media, with the food, with the schools. Like I say this all the time. The best strategy is have your enemies teach your kids, and that's what's going on. It's been going on for decades. We've been losing for decades, and I'm about to start. I'm about to stop being a little bit nice. I'm getting comfortable now. So you guys are going to see the warrior come out of me on some of these chats because we can't just keep talking. It's over with for that. We got to hit these streets. We got to do some footwork now. We got to come up with a plan to where we can attack these neighborhoods and take them back. You see what I'm saying? Get this poison out of the neighborhood. It starts with the fast food. It starts with then it ends with the liquor store. No, it starts with the fast food liquor stores and it ends with the churches. You see what I'm saying? Once you attack from the back, the head has no chance. You see what I'm saying? Attack from the back, the head has no chance. The head is the church right now. They're in control of all the neighborhoods that we are. They're in any and every black neighborhood. There's 3 to 4 things in a black neighborhood that's guaranteed to kill us and poison our brains. Church, restaurants, liquor stores, and what's the 4th one? You guys tell me what the 4th one is. I pretty much know what the 4th one is. And it's about to be deep. The 4th one actually is us. We're the 4th one. We're killing each other slowly but surely. The enemy sits back. The sodomites, they sit back. The Esau's and them sodomites, they sit back and they watch us kill ourselves. It's like entertainment to them. You see what I'm saying? They like this stuff. They like what they see. So in order for us, well, Family Dollar is a big one. Those Family Dollars, all of those places. I forgot about that too. So we got 5 things. We got a lot of things working against us, but we can stop those things. We can go to these neighborhoods. We can boycott anything that's not healthy, anything that's not right for us. Portia, okay, who are you? Portia. Yeah, okay, well, I guess. Oh, liquor stores too. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. Um, I'm just looking at your profile. I don't know. Like I said, we got some infiltrators, let us know who you are. You in the chat room, we want to know who you are. Okay. That's that is she part of the team? Y'all just let me know. Okay, okay. I gotta protect us. I'm a protector of my people. I'll shut it down if it ain't right. You see what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You good? You with us? GBF? Hit us with the GBF, then you good. You see what I'm saying? But okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. I appreciate it. You think so? We need to shut them? It is what it is. Hey, they can't stop nothing that's going on right now. You already know what it is. Okay. So at the end of the day, look, this is what we're gonna do. We got a plan. We're gonna move forward. The plan starts somewhere in August. Like I said, me and Mrs. BL Carter, we'll have a date for you guys to engage in this. Um, we're gonna move forward with all of this with the plans in hand. Once we come up with the blueprint, we're gonna use that blueprint to go to all the neighborhoods that we need to go to. Okay. Yes, yes. We don't just want to feed knowledge with an open spoon. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this is knowledge for us. Our knowledge has been tainted. Um, we don't even know our knowledge. We don't know the proper knowledge that we need to learn. I do, but I'm still learning every day. But I got elders like General Kwaku, and I got B.L. Carter. Those are elders that I respect and I will listen to. I take orders from people like them, Brother Lance and Brother Kwaku. We take orders from people like them. Those are the soldiers, and those are the leaders in this. You see what I'm saying? Yes, yes. But at the end of the day, we have to protect each other. We don't want any what Bob Marley say. We don't want any ghetto preaching to us. We want the real. We want the real deal. You see what I'm saying? And when you tune into stuff like this is the real deal. Um, like I said, I'm tired of talking. We about to come up with a plan and we about to hit these neighborhoods. I have nothing but time. I can travel. I can go through I can go through any city that I want to. I can be a one man show or I can have a whole clan behind me. You know what I'm saying? A whole tribe behind me. And I plan on having a tribe behind me. I plan on building my tribe and I plan on moving forward with my mission. And my mission is to save my people. And like I said, I tell people this at the end of the day, the cost of freedom is death, and there's nothing in between that. And what I mean by that, in order for us to gain our freedom, we have to kill any and everything that we once knew about us that had anything to do with the world. Because it's easier for us to get pulled back in the matrix when we still have those worldly things traveling through our body. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's hard transferring over. It's hard becoming a vegan. Is hard giving up things that we supposed to give up. But at the end of the day, we have to do it and we can do it. I gave up a lot. I gave up a whole illegal business that was making me at least like almost 10 grand a month, and I haven't missed a beat ever since. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we can be sleeping with the enemy and not know it. A lot of people are woken and spiritually woken, but you land next to a vampire that's sucking your energy away. We're not supposed to be wasting our energy arguing with nobody. We don't negotiate anything anymore. I don't. I'm not a lawyer. I ain't negotiating nothing. It's gonna be my way or the highway. You see what I'm saying? And that goes. That's with the sodomites and anybody that I come across that's not of this right here, of this brass or this golden skin that we have. Yes, yes, but guess what? We're not doing nothing wrong. They can follow us all they want. They can follow us. We're allowed to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? The preachers do it. The pastors do it. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? We about to do what they do. We can stand in front of these churches. We can boycott these churches. The first thing we got to boycott is these restaurants. We got to boycott these liquor stores. And once we get them out of the way, we're gonna attack these churches because we got to come up with a different game plan with these for these churches. You know, because once you start dealing with that, that brings a whole nother problem. Um, we can't just keep um, I don't know, man. We can't just keep sugarcoating stuff. Like I said, man, they've been handing us sugar with shit under it all our life. You see what I'm saying? It's over with for that. I don't want no plate of sugar from nobody. Not my brothers, not my sisters, especially the sodomites. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to make sure we stand tall on what we need to. Yes, we are. We are. We our numbers are growing globally, but we have to stand tall on everything that we claim we stand for. A lot of people say they stand for this, but when it's time to move forward, oh, I don't know if I can go in this neighborhood and do this. Guess what? Those are our people. Those are our family. If you don't feel safe around all your peoples versus a bunch of sodomites at work, you think you safe at work with these sodomites versus going to the neighborhoods with your people? You see what I'm saying? See how they got us reversed? It's a reverse. It's a reverse role, and it's deep. People say, "Oh, I don't feel safe going to these neighborhoods," but you feel safe going to work behind with all of these sodomites. Most of the people work in factories with sharp tools and all types of stuff that can be used as a weapon, and y'all feel safe around them, but y'all don't want to go in our communities that is similar to the communities that we grew up in. I grew up in poverty. I'm not saying I lived that way, but I did grow up around poverty. You know what I'm saying? Poverty, and it's like poor, whether it don't matter what type of car you have. Everybody that was in my area where I grew up in was poor, but they had everything that we had everything we need. We protected each other. You see what I'm saying? We actually stood tall when it came to our community. So my thing is, once we hit these other communities and they see what we stand for, guess what? They're gonna protect us. They're gonna rally with us, and we're gonna move forward. We can make a list of some of the places that we can actually hit up. You see what I'm saying? We can go. I want to go to some of these places as far as like where some of the police shootings were at, and talk to some of the youth around there. I know for a fact we're gonna have to hit Chicago. We're gonna have to get in Chicago and do some footwork down there. My General Quaku, he's actually born in Chicago. He knows a lot about Chicago. He rubbed elbows with some of the biggest gang leaders in Chicago. And if you ask me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the gang started in Chicago. But that's my opinion. I can be wrong, but from when I was locked up, from some of the history that I heard from some of the older cats, those gangs started in Chicago. Um, Memphis plays a big part too. We're gonna have to hit Memphis. I don't know if you guys know. There's a city in Egypt slash Kemet that's it's Memphis. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, General Kwaku, I understand. She that's one of us. That's our people right there. Portia, you just got that crazy looking profile picture. You throwing us off a little bit, but she's I guess that's one of our peoples. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no guessing to it. That's one of our peoples. So I'm gonna continue talking. I'm gonna go ahead and get deep now. We got to hit these communities up, like I said. Um, Chicago, I think I want to make that my first destination. It's a lot of things that's going on in Chicago. Um, like I said, it's people that's um, living in poverty over there. something happens to them in the community to where they get shot, they got to go all the way across town to a hospital. By the time they get to that hospital, they're dead. You see what I'm saying? They done bled out. That's deep. They shut down a lot of hospitals. I remember when I was younger, I was this how old I am. General Quaco, I know you remember the Caprini Greens. Is that the name of those high rise projects? I've been there before. I've been in those before. So you know how long they tore those down, Caprini Green, if I'm not mistaken. Um, that now that right there, that was the war zone. Um, that's where a lot of gangs uprose that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of stuff going on there. But one thing I will say, yeah, okay, there you go. Cabrini Green. Yes, yes. I've been in those before. I remember when they tore them down. I had family that stayed in them. You see what I'm saying? So um, I've been knowing about all of this. Oh wow! As a youth, huh? It was scary when I went. I was young and I remember that. You see what I'm saying? We went there and we didn't leave. We went there to visit my family and we didn't leave until the next day. It wasn't no going to the store, no nothing. It was stores inside of there that you can go to. It was candy ladies, cool that sold Kool-Aid chips, candy, all of that. You ain't have to go to the store. But guess what? One thing that I will say, they kept a tight knit community through there. Could no outsiders come in there and do whatever they want to do. You see what I'm saying? So we go through when we go to these cities and we show these 85. You know, I was born in '78. You see what I'm saying? I look young, but I'm a vet in this. I'll be 41 in July. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, we got to go to these communities and we got to show them how to govern their community. Because once we give them the game on how to govern their community, they can get the liquor stores, they can get those restaurants, they can get the churches, they can get those dollar stores out of their neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying? We just got to come up with some type of game plan so they can move forward. Um, Yes, it is segregated, very much so, and it's a reason why it's segregated. You can go in Chicago, and one side you would think like you really is in a third world country, and then you can go to another side of Chicago, and it's beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, Chicago is the third or fourth biggest city we have in the United States. You see, well, Illinois is. So you could compare a place like that is you can compare a place like that to New York. Um, I have nothing but the utmost respect for anybody that's from Chicago because that's a rough place to stay in. You know what I'm saying? That's a rough place to raise your kids and everything. But one thing I will tell you, if they get some type of backbone, you know what I'm saying, amongst their family and amongst their self, they will be a unstoppable force. And it's people like us that can give them that knowledge and that power to help them come together and move forward. You see what I'm saying? Once we hit these communities up and we give them some of the knowledge that we have, and we give them the confidence, and we show them how to move around in their city to get these enemies out of their city. You know what I'm saying? I feel it so like uh, we'll make a difference, and they'll be an unstoppable force. But like I said, when we go and we have this retreat, road to what is it again? I'm sorry, knowledge. Road to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The road to knowledge. Once we have our road to knowledge and we sit down and we discuss certain things and we discuss game plans to where we can hit these communities up, we could take that blueprint and use it to our advantage and put that towards any community that we want to go to and help out. We can be some streetwalkers. You see what I'm saying? I'm a night owl. I'll be up 2 o'clock in the morning, walking through the neighborhoods, talking to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared because this ain't the only life we live. Once you realize that death is not actually death, we never die. We never die. We are immortal spiritual beings. If someone takes us off this planet, guess what? We go to the next level. You see what I'm saying? Then we really be helping. Then we'll really be putting in some work. You see what I'm saying? Because our ancestors put in the most work ever. Look how many people they waking up. Look how many people they're spiritually waking. Um, it's deep when you think about it. So that's why I have no fear. I have no fear. Feelings don't exist in this body, in this vessel. You see what I'm saying? It don't. At the end of the day, there is no fear this way. I should fear no man but God. I fear myself because, and I'm gonna explain that to you. And that's a hell of a saying. I fear no man but God. Think about that. We have the power to destroy ourselves or uplift ourselves. So if anybody you should be scared of, it should be yourself. Because at the end of the day, when we step into our spiritual realm and we step into our spiritual self, our higher, you know the power that you hold. And it scares me, but I know I have this power, and I know if I use it in the right way, great things that happen. But what's the scary part is if I go back and I start using it in the wrong way, I'm gonna be my own demise. So yes, I do fear the power that I have, but I stand behind it at the end because I control it. So when it says fear no man but God, they're talking about us. Have you ever seen a 16-year-old kid that's been on these streets since he's been about 13? Have you seen that look in his eye? If you never seen that look in his eye, that's a scary look. It's a look of destruction. It's a look of mental Babylon. It's a look of a mental hurricane, a mental tsunami. You know what I'm saying? A mental tornado. That's a dangerous person. But we can't sit back and let him destroy himself because he's destroying us in the end. So that's why we got to get to the youth. At the end of the day, our youth is more important than us because most of us done live 2 or 3 lives. Our youth right now holds the power to anything that has something to do with us moving on as a nation. Just think if we groom our youth right now, we groom our youth and we give them the knowledge that we have, we ain't got to worry about what our future is where it's going to be as a nation. It's going to be lovely because what we're doing is we're passing energy, knowledge, and wisdom and and the capability for them to strategize. So at the end of the day, it's nothing wrong. And I'm gonna jump into this, brother Spartacus. We brother Spartacus got a younger brother, and he's trying to be I think he wants to be a police officer. I thought about this for a long time, brother Spartacus. I think you shouldn't deter him from doing that. We need people like that on our team. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys ever seen the spook by the window. That's a good movie to watch. It's for us. It explains a lot. You see what I'm saying? It explains a hell of a lot. Yes, it do starts with understanding. Um, but it's back to what I was saying. It says a lot about us, that movie. How the way we infiltrate the system to our benefit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to start doing. That's what spies do. So let's play that game for a little bit. Yeah, we need some brothers on the police force. Just don't fall into that entrapment, that mental entrapment. My uncle, he's a police officer. Ronnie Wilcox. I ain't scared to say his name, but guess what? He could probably count on two hands how many times he done pulled a brother over for. And I'm hold on, let me rephrase that. He can count on two hands how many times he done probably pulled a brother over. And at the end of the day, it was a reason for him to do it. But he didn't shoot him. He didn't kill him. My uncle been on the force for probably over 20 years. But he once said and told me, he said, listen, in order for us to get better, we got to do better. My uncle see a lot of things that go on in the streets, and I do too. You know, we can't be fools and oblivious to what we do as well to cause some of these things on us. I remember when I was young, I used to ride around with weed on me. Yeah, okay, and that's what I'm saying, Spartacus. See, we need people like that. But I used to ride around with so much weed on me, man, and to get pulled over and be mad because I got pulled over and they want to search the car because they smell weed. I'm pissed off. What y'all want to search the car for? Of course they're gonna search the car because you got weed on you. They smell it. But see, when my city, this is what happens. They search the car, they find a weed, and they'll tell you. It's either you gonna go to jail or you gonna get this ass whooping and you gonna let us take this weed and you go on about your business. And that's what normally happens. I done got beat up a couple of times by the police officers and my pocket shook at a young age. I remember I was like 16, 17 years old. I probably had about 3 grand on me. Ran from the police. Got whooped. And they ran my pockets. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, sometimes we cause things to happen. We bring those things upon ourselves. So it's time for us to educate the youth to protect themselves when they run in these streets. Sometimes people got to go through what they go through, but you can be smart going through what going through too. You see what I'm saying? You don't always got to be done to learn something. We make mistakes for a reason. We make mistakes so we can share them with our brothers and sisters, so they won't turn around and make that mistake. Me and brother Eon was talking about that earlier. Never beat yourself up about a mistake that you made, because any mistake can be fixed. And it's beyond repair. I mean, and it can be repaired and go further than that. After it's repaired, it can go to our youth as an example of why you shouldn't do these things, or this will happen when this is what happened when you take these steps. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to we have to take advantage of the mistakes that we make and pass the lesson to our kids so they won't turn around and make these mistakes. Because think about it. If anybody got kids that's in the chat right now, some of the mistakes that you made as a youth, your kids is making right now to this day. It shouldn't be like that. We should be showing our kids how to overcome these mistakes that we made. You know, these are strategies that we can actually use to show our kids and the youth. And what I mean by our kids, any youngster that's walking around with this complexion, you are kids. It's deep, you know, when we go to we can get deeper with parents. Technically, our parents is just a portal to this world. We have parents that's spiritual. That's technically our ancestors. We have a whole set of different parents on a whole nother level, scale, spiritual level, and everything. A woman's womb to me is a portal. It's a portal to life. It's a portal to enter the world. What happens when you go through a portal? You enter a world, right? A whole nother world. You're inside of a world, literally. So when a woman is birthing, she's birthing, her portal opens and she's pushing a kid out of her portal. That's deep. And that's just what it is. It's nothing in between. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're parents of the child on this earth, but they have a whole nother set of parents. We got a whole nother set of parents. They talk to us. We call them our ancestors, but technically they're our parents. Because that's who groomed us, and that's who pushed us through to enter this life. One thing that I learned and I had to realize, um, an elder of mine, he's in the chat. He told me, like, we are all put on this earth for a certain reason. We all have a mission once we was put on this earth. We all had a mission before we entered this earth. It's on you to grow into your mission. It's on you to receive the data, the download to your mission. So in order for you to receive that download, you got to start actually cleaning yourself up. I got some warriors that's in the chat room right now, man. That's doing a great job with their eating habits and everything. I just want to get them around me so I can show them some better way of eating. We're not gonna start that. I promise you guys, I'm gonna get some rest tonight. Last night I got 3-4 hours worth of rest, but yeah, I got some warriors in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? That's like awesome. You guys chatting away in there. I love it. I love it. I see my daughter. She done jumped off. She probably got sleepy. Um, but yeah, a lot of us go through the similar things for a reason, and we don't realize it. I'm connected with all of y'all because we done all been through similar things. We can learn from each other. You see what I'm saying? We can piggyback off of each other mistakes, off of each other's stories, and we can actually add it to our life to help us to manage our life a little better. Um, a lot of us, we tend to hold our stories in, and we don't want to share it. But I'm telling you, man, we all need to hear these war stories. We all need to hear these stories to motivate us to move forward and come up with a plan and let other people know that you're not the only one going through this. I know somebody that went through this, and he's stronger than ever. She's stronger than ever right now. We need to hear those stories because those are stories that we can give to the youth, and it might can inspire them to do something different. Because right now, you look at the youth and you walk to them and you give them a compliment. They don't even know how to take that compliment. They don't know if they want to rob you. They don't know if they want to look at you like the police, or they look at you like you an alien. But guess what? We are aliens. We're the aliens. It's deep. We're aliens. We're not of this world. We're from a whole nother realm. Our ancestors will tell you that. True indeed, we thrived on this planet before anybody can think of any dinosaur or anything. But what I'm talking about us right now is us being awoke, us being spiritually awakened. We're aliens to a lot of these people out here. They don't know, a lot of people don't know how to take me. They look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like I'm nuts. Like, this ain't the same person I knew 10, 15 years ago. No, I'm something different. I'm very much different. I'm not of this world anymore. So yes, I am an alien. I have nothing to do with this world. I don't indulge in anything that has to do with this world. Um, because 9 times out of 10, anything that they give us it's either gonna turn it into addiction, and it's gonna kill, or it's gonna kill you, and that's deep. I know somebody right now that's been on pain medicine for over 10 years, and you would think that the medicine that they give you will heal you. Wrong. Excuse me. It addicts you. It gives you. It gets you addicted. Who takes pain medicine for over 10 years? Like serious. And you take that pain medicine away from them, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna flip. They're gonna act a fool. So at the end of the day, there's nothing that they're giving us that's helping or benefiting us. It's killing us. It's killing us slowly, killing us softly. Y'all ever seen the movie Titanic when they playing that violin? Yeah, that's the music that's playing in the background of every black neighborhood in the city. I mean, in the United States, because they know what they're doing. I told somebody the other day, I said, have you ever in your life seen a black pastor preach at an all white church? No. Think about that. You ain't never seen an all black pastor running a mega church. TD Jakes ain't even got a predominantly white church. I consider him having mega churches, but he preached to nothing but black people. They won't get you ain't never seen him go on TV and preach at no all white church. You ain't never seen him uh, standing on no corner in a white neighborhood preaching. That's what they're gonna do to you if you go to the white neighborhood and you start preaching, walking around with a Bible through the intersection. Whoop whoop, you going to jail. But they'll let you do that stuff in the hood. So that's why I say, give us the teachers of His Majesty. No, we don't want that ghetto philosophy. Feel it in the one drop. That's Bob Marley. You see what I'm saying? Think about that. We don't want no ghetto philosophy. We don't want that. We want the truth. But see, it's up to people like us, warriors like us, to deliver that truth. We got to. We're obligated to. Or the power that we hold within is just useless. We don't have this power for nothing. We don't. We're powerful, and it's time for us to start using it. So that's why I want to come up with this concept, the road to knowledge. Because once we get our knowledge together, we can share it now. And that's what we should be doing. Sharing it with just a group of select people, that's not helping nothing. That's like taking a king size Snicker and trying to split it within 30 with amongst 30 people. It's not gonna work. So I gotta take my knowledge along with your knowledge, along with your knowledge, along with your knowledge, along with your knowledge, and then we can share it. Because there's different levels of knowledge. Just like you go to school. You know what I'm saying? We got people like General Quackle. We got people like Lance, Mr. Lance Skirr, Brother Lance Skirr. We got people like Brother Quackle. They all got. Those are all different levels of knowledge right there. I could sit with one brother and learn this. I could sit with another brother and learn this. And I could sit with another brother and learn this. But all of the knowledge that I learned from all of these brothers coincide together. It goes together. So once we get that game plan going, we can hand it to the youth. And it's like a blueprint to life. The main thing we need to let these youth know that you are capable of doing anything that you can imagine. You're the creator of your destination. You're the creator of your future. You're the creator of our future. in this world. But as of right now, we have to live outside of the matrix because that world don't belong to us anymore. That's the beast. That's what's swallowing. It's all in the Bible. And like I said, I don't bash the Bible because the Bible comes from our people. It was stolen literature and switched around from our people. I think Proverbs is a great book. One of the best books in that Bible. You can learn a lot from Proverbs. But listen, the thing about it is we have to learn to only take things for what it's worth. Because once you take that Bible and you get to cracking it open and you get to reading it, you're gonna forget that this ain't real. This is what it is, and you'll fall right back into that trap. So, I stay clear of certain things when it comes to that Bible. It's crazy, man. I know people that wake up every morning and pray to somebody, and their results never change. So then you ask that person, you not upset that you sat here and prayed for like months and months for this to happen and it didn't happen? Instead of you actually getting out, making it happen for yourself? Have you ever thought about doing that? And they'll look at me like, what could I have done to actually make this happen or make this possible for me? What do you mean? What you could have done? You could have went out and put the footwork in. It's a lot you could have did instead of sat there and place some prayer under deaf ears. You ain't doing nothing but praying to the pillow, praying to the ground that you kneeling on. That's as far as your prayer going. Guess what our prayer is? Meditation. And I'm getting on point right now because my brother Eon, he wants to I basically left it up to him and Sticks to figure out when we're going to plan on making a date, a time, and the hour that we're all gonna meditate. And and the day before we meditate, we'll meet up in the chat room, and we'll pick a topic or we'll pick something that we want to meditate on so we can start manifesting on it all at the same time and watch how things work for us. Back in the day, that's what our ancestors did. That's the concept of prayer, meditation. That's our prayer. We meditate. We make things happen through meditation because that's where you reach your higher spiritual ancestors. And once you get connected with them, boy, woo, it's deep, man. I'm telling you. I remember one night, man, I was sitting here meditating, and I swear it felt like I got snatched out the bed and dragged across the universe. Woo! I mean, that feeling was crazy. I never felt nothing like that. It kind of scared me at first, but then I had to smile because I knew I just went somewhere that no other, well, that anybody in the matrix probably couldn't go. If you spiritual and you in touch with your ancestors, it probably didn't happen to you too. I'm talking about it felt like somebody took my ankles and just probably about an hour later I woke up like, wow, what just happened? I felt like I was just floating. And that's like I can't even explain the feeling. It's an unexplainable feeling. It just have to happen. You just have to experience it. And that's just me meditating by myself. So just imagine if all of us get on one accord and meditate at a certain time, day, and hour. A lot of our ancestors, they did that and they left this planet mentally. Like they left it. They were gone for like days. Body's still there. You see what I'm saying? We can experience that if we all get on one accord when it comes to this meditation. So with that being said, my brother Eon came up with I think it was I think it's a good time. Actually, that's 45 minutes before the sun rises. So that was a good idea. My brother Eon said he's thinking about maybe 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. What's 20 minutes? You back in the bed by 4:50. We can give our ancestors 20 minutes of our time. Even if you work third shift, take a break. Take your break around that time. You get a break. Yes, and General Kwaku is correct. We got brothers over in Ghana right now that left in '85, and they never looked back. Raised families over there. They got restaurants. Go to Brother Lance Scurr page. Look at viewers page. He's sitting there talking to him. But yeah, back to the meditation. So I think 4:30 in the morning is a good time for us to try to meditate for about 20 minutes. And like I said, we can get on a chat and we all can decide on what we're going to meditate about. That I think twice a month we can do it. A couple of days before we do it, we all figure out what we're going to meditate about, whether it's the situation over there and whether it's the situation over there in China. I mean, with the China over in Africa, whether it's the situations that's going on in Chicago, whether it's just us figuring out a game plan to hit these cities. But we're gonna figure out every time it's time to meditate what we're gonna meditate about. So at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys heard me. Well, I'm pretty sure y'all did. I don't know if that's cool with y'all. Do y'all think that y'all think 4:30 is a good time in the morning to meditate for 20 minutes? Like I said, 4:30 you'll be back in your bed at 4:50. That's a fair exchange. You see what I'm saying? I think that's fair because that's cool for people that got to work first shift. You can't give your ancestor 20 minutes. They ain't got they they ain't gonna have time for you. It's a give take situation with our ancestors. It really is. You got to think about that. I think I think out of 2 weeks one time. I mean out of 2 weeks twice. Out of a month twice a week. I mean twice every other week I should say. I'm sorry. Um, actually, hey General Quackle, have you ever read the book of the what is it? Book of Enoch? Have you guys ever heard of the Book of Enoch? It was actually based off the Book of Eli with what you call it was based off of that. Hey, I had a crazy experience about the book of Enoch. That's a metaphorical book. It talks about sleeping giants. And once I came spiritually awoken, I read the book before I was spiritually awoken. I found it's crazy. I was in this little hick city, this little hick town up. It's called Austin Town. It's probably the last city out of Ohio going east, and they got one of the. For this to be a small little city, they have one of the best library systems ever. So I came across the book of Enoch and I started reading it because they said it was a book, one of the books that was taken out of the Bible. If I'm not mistaken, it's 19 or I think it's 9 or 19 books that's missing out of the Bible, the original Bible. But I know the book of Enoch is one of those books. Um, that book is crazy. It's for us. That's us that they're talking about. We're the sleeping giants, and they're keeping us asleep for a reason. Notice sleeping giants, because the concept of me that I used before with the Sodomites, the Esau's, they're ants. We can crush them at any time, but we choose not to. We walk over them. We are giants to them. They're scared of what we have and what we possess. That's why they don't mind sucking our energy up as quick as they can. So, like I was explaining to brother Eon earlier, when them sodomites was sucking them dry, um, he had the power to stop them just by ignoring everything or acting like they just jump back out of the matrix. You're not even gonna see them anymore. They're not even gonna appear to you anymore. It's crazy because it's a story about in one of the books about how they actually tricked the Indians into Christianity. I think it's uh, one of the last tribes that actually was thriving in the late 1800s. They came over to this tribe and they told them they tried to push the Bible in their face. They told them that in order for them to not go to hell, they gotta forgive Jesus, Yahweh, and they gotta give up some of their land so they can spoil the soil actually. And so the Indians, they laughed at them like, we don't know what you're talking about. We don't fear anything. We don't worry about nobody coming from the sky. We don't even know what you're talking about. What is that? So I think it was like 6 years later they came back with the Bible. Are you hearing this? With the Bible. And in that Bible, every character that they had in the original Bible was switched over to their characters and their culture. And they made it so that one of their elders actually killed Jesus. And they had pitched, you read to them and they describe a hell to you. You just when you was a kid and they described hell to you, didn't that freak you out? Didn't it scare you? So they got to the young gen. This is what they did. They went to the young generation. They went to the generation like matter of fact, it was 6 years. They went to the generation that was up next to run the tribes, and they presented this Bible to them. And in that Bible had that a couple of their elders killed Jesus. So in order for them to not go to hell and not lose everything they have and not burn eternally, they have to accept Jesus Christ into their life as their Lord and their Savior. So the younger generation, not really knowing the history behind their culture, they stepped forward and they was like, yeah, okay, we don't want to go to hell, so we're gonna do everything that we have to do in order for us not to go to hell. And so that's how the Bible got presented to them. Pretty much the same way it got presented to us. Us as labor slaves, but some were actually slaves that were stolen from Africa. You can get a bigger African male or more fertile African woman versus dealing with some of the our ancestors here, because over in Africa they ate nothing but what all the animals ate, mainly the gorillas, the silverback gorillas, because they stayed in a jungle with them. So that's why if you look at some of the Zulu tribes, man, they look like they lift weights, like they be hitting the gym all the time, and they don't. They diet framed them like that. And the enemy, the Sodomites, knew that. So that's why they came over there and they stole them. Because our brothers and sisters that was already over here was already eating bad. Bodies that, back in the day, you can look at some of the pictures and tell, like, some of our ancestors back in the day were dying at 40, 50 years old. They go to Africa and they see these big Congo men, these big Mandingo warriors in the jungle, standing 6 foot tall, muscular, don't touch no type of meat or nothing. Yeah, they tricked them and stole them. First they raped the women. But see, it goes deeper than that. They'll steal them, take them out of their homeland, and they'll offer them ultimatums, alternative things. They put homosexuality on them. They raped them. Most of our great great grandparents went through this. Most of our great great grannies were raped by slave men. Not all of them, because all of us wasn't slaves. A lot of us wasn't slaves, and that's one thing that we got to get out of our head. All of us wasn't slaves. Yes, there were slaves, but there were slaves illegally. That's just like, say for instance, some Mexicans come over here and they're illegal immigrants. A Mexican man come over here, he's a legal immigrant. He find a woman here to sleep with that's American. He ain't got to worry about going back. That's the same concept. That's deep. So I just want us to think about how things go all the way back to our grandparents. Most of our parents were free, but see, like I said, a lot of them were dealing with, because my granddad is Creole. Um, his parents were slaves, and he confirmed that. But see, he was illegal. He was able to stay in the United States because his mom was an American. She was an African American, but his granddad was his dad was from over in Africa somewhere, um, if I'm not mistaken. But when they conceived him, he was considered a U.S. citizen because of his mom. And that's how they do the Mexicans. So like I said, man, a lot of us wasn't slaves. We just grew up in those type of conditions because of poverty. You go through the projects in any city, they're slaves. Because guess what? They give them $50. They rent only $50. You can have a 4-bedroom apartment townhouse with air conditioning. You ain't paying no utilities. You got all your appliances. You a slave. You don't want no more. You want what the master got to offer you. Because you go back every year and renew that lease. You the slave. Think about that. So at one point in time, we had this. Anything repeats itself. It's just in a different form. This has been going on for years. The white man, the sodomites handing you something, and you taking it and you holding on to it and you keeping it because you feel like it makes your life easier. But actually, what it does is put a stronghold on your life. Just imagine how many people stand in the projects right now paying $50 and they can do so much better. But 10, 20 years later, they stuck. They still there in that same situation. It's designed for a reason. They're slaves. Anybody that stays in a project has the opportunity to get out of that situation. That's just the world you live in. I can roll to any projects in my neighborhood, and everything is pretty much the same but different. That's the world that we're set in. So we still have slaves. Hey, hey, Shantae Edwards. Everybody give Shantae Edwards some love. GBF, GBF Edwards. I'm sorry, Miss Edwards. I got to put that S at the end. But yeah, think about that. Anybody in the projects they're slaves. So that's no different than what it was back in the day. They moved these younger black our younger African descendant ancestors, I must say, on a property. They fed them, they clothed them, they gave them shelter, they gave them everything they needed, and they didn't want no more, no nothing less. But sometimes they took less to get more. And what I mean by that, they knew that their women was getting raped, kids was getting raped, some young boys was getting molested, but they didn't care because they had that roof over their head. They had that pork, they had all that rotten meat, all of that. And those are the things we sacrifice just to stay under their shelter. That's a slave. Whether you a slave to the system, you a slave to the man, to the enemy, you are a slave. I was a slave for about 2 years. I stayed in the projects with someone. Nothing positive in those places. It's like going to a slave plantation, literally. Nothing different. So people ask me, do slavery still exist? Yes, mentally and physically. It exists in here and it exists out in the real in the matrix. I'm not gonna say the real world, but in the matrix. But in reality, that's what it is. It's a slave plantation. Projects is nothing but slave plantations. You got generation and generations of people. It's crazy. I went to school. I'm 40 years old. I went to school with this guy, uh, all the way from the third grade. I can remember going over to the projects where his mom stayed at. Guess what? Me and him, 40 years old. I mean, mind you, third grade. Me and him, 40 years old. His mom still staying in that same spot, and she raising his kids out of that spot. What happens back in the day on a slave plantation? They raised generations on that slave plantation. There's nothing different. Only thing different is they not riding on horses. They ain't got them. And see, back in the day, they wasn't. Yeah, they was on horses, but they was in the field. Just like how have you ever rolled down the street, y'all to see the Mexicans in the field picking beans and stuff? That's what they did with us back in the day. People on the tractors watching them. They replaced the horse. They replaced the horse with a tractor. It's all the same thing. So we have to think about that. It gets deeper and deeper. And then they want to make you then these the house I'm not even gonna use that word because it's a powerful word and it's in a negative way. But the house in words. Guess how these are the okay, now this is the modern house in word. They got something called a Section 8 voucher. Oh, you get a Section 8 voucher, you could take, they give you about $800-900 on that voucher. You could take that and move somewhere nice with the sodomites and use that to pay your rent. So now you think you above the people in the projects. But technically y'all all on the same level because y'all all in slavery. I don't want to stand no projects. I don't want nobody telling me I can't barbecue. I can't do nothing I want to do. I can't play my music as loud as I want to. I can't. I can't. I don't want to hear the person next to me making love to their woman or beating a woman up or beating their kids. That's the same thing that happened in on these slave plantations. But our people wasn't slaves like that. It's the same thing. They settled for less and they took that. But see, I'm gonna show you guys, and I'm about to show you something to prove to you that slavery was not real. You see this book right here? Look at this book. Read it real quick. I don't know if it's backwards to you guys. If slavery was real, we wouldn't have brothers and sisters like this back in the day. General Quackle, he'll tell you about, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was talking to me about a guy that was a billionaire. He was a teenager, a millionaire as a teenager. If slavery exists back in the day, how was this man a millionaire as a teenager when he was a teenager and he was black? Think about that. Yes, right, brother Spartacus. So you look at the hanging, the people that hung on a tree, the people that got beat. It was reasons for that. Disobeying the laws of the projects that they set in hand for you, or stealing. So everything is subliminal when you think about it. Slavery did not exist back in the day. It was forced on us. And now they flipped it into these projects. Like I said, you are uppity, you the uppity house in word when you get a Section 8 voucher because you get to move out of the projects. You get to be mixing and mingling with the sodomites now. So now you're looking down on the people that's in the projects. Just like how the way the labor workers, because I'm not gonna call them slaves, the labor workers back in the day looked down on the people that worked in the field and worked out on a farm, and all they did is kept the house up. Yeah, they felt like they were superior over them because they was that close to the master. So when you get a Section 8 voucher, you feel like you that close because you with the master. They surrounded you. You feel like you part of them now. I don't know if you guys know what a Section 8 voucher is. It's an extension of the projects. You could get on a list and they can give you a check every month to help you pay. Say, for instance, if your rent, your voucher might be, your Section 8 voucher might be for $1,000. So that means you can go and find a house for like $1,500 a month, and that voucher will cover $1,000 of that $1,500 a month. So now you stand with the sodomites, just like the slave master stayed inside, the slave stayed inside the slave master house. Think about that. It's deep. Slavery never exists. Like I said, the slavery that we know of never exists. It was in a whole different form. Yes, they stole African men from over in Africa, but what they did is made those men they created manual hard labor, and they needed those big African men to come over here, our big African soldiers to come over here and build the train tracks, blow holes through the mountains to make expressways. You know what I'm saying? Dig up trenches, empty out ponds and lakes, and build bridges over oceans. You see what I'm saying? That's what they stole these our African brothers and sisters for, to do stuff like that. But they got us building the White House. They got us doing the not the manual labor, but the mediocre labor. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of those Africans, they worked them to deaths to where they couldn't even tell their story. It was dying by 40, 50 years old. So you don't know how these people actually got over here. They couldn't really tell you. You see what I'm saying? That's why they kept them separated from the people that were born over here. They didn't keep them together because they didn't want them to know that they were stealing them from over in Africa, bringing them over here. It gets deep, man. So they tell us it was slavery to mentally put us in a mind state that we're never going to be no more or no less than what this so-called story that's been inflicted on us through all of these years. We're never. That's the mentality that they put on us, and then they stick us in these wars, and we fight the battles like General Kwaku said. They put us in these wars, and we fight their battle. But one of the coldest platoons I know of is the Buffalo Soldiers. They stood as a unit because they fought for the U.S. and they fought for the French and they fought for Canada. They got hired by the French to help them invade and take over. Was it? I forgot who they invaded, and they helped them, but they won the battle. The Buffalo Soldiers won the battle for them. They were the first, literally, CIA agents. They went over to other countries and infiltrated the whole little scene and took over. And they got paid for that from other countries. See, we don't know those things, but you ain't gonna know that until you get in these books and you read that. So, like I said, man, we have to look at things in a whole different way in order to unlock this up here. Once you realize certain things and you see the trickery that's going on, and you be like, man, this is really the Matrix. This is what it is, man. I'm telling y'all, man, slavery never exists. It didn't exist the way that we think it did. It was under our nose. Just like how the way we got sex slaves, how the way they selling young kids and on the internet under our nose. That's how they did us back in the day. We heard of it. We know we hear of it. We know it's happening, but we don't see it. That's how they did us back in the day. That's how the slaves. That's how the manual labor workers that were on the farms. They heard about the Africans getting took from over in Africa and being enslaved over here, but they really never seen them. Only how they seen them is if they got injured and they didn't want to go back over to Africa. So they'll find a plantation to go and work at, and maybe they'll mate with a original African sister of the land, just like my grandparents, my great grandparents. You know, my granddad half Creole. Well, he was half Creole and half black. So it's crazy, man, when you think about certain things, how the way they got this program set up for us to fail is not real. It's not real at all. Um, But one thing I want to talk about before I end this chat, because I'm about to end this chat in a minute. We actually, like I said, man, we need to get on one level, one accord on this meditation. I really want to get that going because it's going to manifest a lot of good things for the GBF family. Um, we need to figure out a day, time, and hour that we're gonna meditate. I think 4:30 is perfect, brother Dion. What do you think, Spartacus? What you think about 4:30? And I think it should be done twice a month. We started off at twice a month. Shantae Edwards, my sister, what you think? Spartacus, General Quackle, what do you think? We got people viewing, but they ain't in the chat. So if you guys in the chat, if you guys viewing and y'all not in the chat, y'all welcome to chime in. But like I said, woo, see, I told you, brother Eon, 4:30 is a powerful time in the morning. I really didn't want to like go into details, but that's a powerful time in the morning. That's when you can get up that early and you can beat the sun, and the sun shines and rises on you, on your cranium or your temple. Have you ever seen who? Matter of fact, oh, where's my book at? Aru, if I'm not mistaken. His he has a sun on the top of his head. Okay, when you wake up in the morning and you beat the sun and you meditate to the sun hit your temple, that's what our ancestors did. And it's identity where um, a deity actually that shows the sun on one of the deity's heads, and he meditated until it reached the peak of his head, and he got the full power. You see what I'm saying? So um, wow. Okay. So Shantae, she said 4:30 a.m. is 10:30 p.m. for her. Um, okay, we're gonna have to figure that one out. Okay, 4:30 a.m. is 10:30 a.m. for her. So we compromise. My sister, Miss Edwards, if you want to, we can do it twice a day. We can do one at 4:30 for the people that's here, and we can do one at 10:30 for anybody that can do one at 10:30 a.m. We can do it with Miss Edwards to compromise with her. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do, General. I'm trying to create our own energy. That's why I want to get us to meditate as one, just like our ancestors did. When they meditated as one, they took off. They left this planet mentally, and they were gone for like days. They had and they took it from. This is what they took. They took it and they put it in churches. We had elder ladies, or a matter of fact, it wasn't even the elders. It was more so the younger. It was the elders. Matter of fact, they walked around to the some of the high priests that was meditating, and they fanned them. They gave them water because they were meditating. They were out for like almost 2 days. They were gone mentally. They was off this planet. So they now in the churches they're called faint rooms. They do have a little Holy Ghost and they take them back to the faint room and they get them together. They give them the water and all of that. That's what our ancestors did to the meditation warriors back in the day when they were meditating for hours and days. They might have been sweating. They wiped them down. They gave them water because physically they were out, but mentally they were traveling the universe. But in churches they call them faint rooms. How do you think they came up with the concept to building these pyramids? They had to leave this planet in order for, yes, they had to leave this planet in order for them to create to manifest the ideas that they thought of, to get the proper instructions on manifesting and everything. It's all written for us. It's all our information. It's just on us to find it. Easter egg hunt all day. Same thing. So we have to seek our knowledge, and it's in stuff like this. Books. I remember Sir Mix-a-Lot had a commercial that said books. Check it out. Read about stars and cars, play electric guitars, and cops that work hard controlling the boulevard. Brother Kwaku, General Kwaku, I know you remember that. You know what I'm saying? Sir Mix-a-Lot made that commercial, and he never lied when he said that. At the end, I think he said, "Books is our books are is our knowledge. It's our sword. It's our weapon." But we don't realize it. A lot of stuff that I know I got out of books from us that was meant for us. Uh, I got a awesome set. It's just I don't have a lot of them with me right now. Um, and my daughter, she's gonna be reading them when I'm done, and she's only 10. Yes, I'm giving her those books. My daughter does. My daughter don't eat meat, and it's fine that she's a vegetarian. But guess what? She's gonna be a vegan soon. I give her about another year, but she's gonna be a vegan soon. Long as I'm proud of her not eating meat. That's a big step for a youngster. Because my daughter grew up on chicken, so I can compromise with the vegetarian because she like the vet her being a vegetarian because she like pizza and she still like grilled cheese sandwiches and stuff like that. So I told her everything has a season to it, and it all ends. Nothing is meant to last forever except change. So you're gonna have in your head that this is not gonna last forever. I want you guys to realize this. We also have to look at things like that. The situations we're in is not gonna last forever. Everything has an end game to it. Everything has an end point to it. Everything. Nothing is forever. Only thing is forever is us. We're forever. Any problem that you have is not gonna last forever. We got to start realizing things, man. We got to start realizing our true power. Yes, yes. And that comes from, and listen, you guys, General Kwaku, you got to listen to him, man. He's a powerful brother, man. He's um, Indian descent and everything. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's a chief in his community. You see what I'm saying? He has that most respect. Pretty soon, once I get to Orlando and I get to hanging around my Native American family because I'm half Seminole. I am. I will say that I have a lot of Seminole in me, but I am African at the end of the day. It's just different tribes that we have. Just like how what is it the tribe that disappeared, the Mayans. They were us. They were just part of a different tribe. Uh, me and um, me and brother Spartacus talked about this before. We back in the day, our ancestors knew what side of the world you came from the color of your eyes. When your eyes are a darker shade, you're you were considered one of the powerful ones. The darker you were, the more powerful you were. If you had blue eyes and you were black, you came over from the cold part of the world. You had green eyes and you were black, you came from the tropical part where it's a lot of rainforest and everything at because a lot of that forest, a lot of those rainforests, the sun only shines through at a certain time. So you still got your melatonin rejuvenated, but you still was a lighter shade, lighter eye color. You know what I'm saying? Our eyes had a lot to do with what region we came from when they came across. So at the end of the day, it says a lot because it lets you know that we were scattered throughout this whole world. They actually had a show on National Geographic, and the people in Netherlands was, I mean, not Switzerland and what's the other cold part, man? I forgot. Well, anyway, they had discovered that the first documented traces or signs of human life over there was an African man with blue eye. There were African people with blue eyes. They migrated over there after they got stuck in an ice cap. When they got stuck in an ice cap, I don't know if you guys know, there's 10 ice ages. Not one, not two. It's four recorded most definitely. But once you get deeper into it, you can actually figure out it was 10 of them. And this is proven by world renowned scientists. You see what I'm saying? We had 10 ice ages. We had generations of people that were stuck in these ice caps that didn't see sunlight. They stayed in caves and everything. So they lost their melatonin. And once the ice was able to break, they came back out. But they were so deep off in these caves, to where they were walking on all four. It's a documentary of a whole family that was born like that, walking on all four like animals. All of them. Granny, matter of fact, the granny, she's like 90 something years old, and she walk on her four. She been walking on all four like an animal, like a dog for probably about, she said since she was like 6. So at the end of the day, it goes deep, man. It's real deep. I got a lot of knowledge about those type of things. You know what I'm saying? About um, how the white man is a genetic hybrid of us. Serious. It's deep. But see, then that's when the road to knowledge comes in. We sit around and we talk about these things. We discuss these things. We actually had a rough drive for one at Lance Scurv's house, at Brother Lance's house. Me and Brother Kwaku and a couple of other soldiers, well, a couple of other warriors sat at the table and we talked. You know, me and Brother Kwaku went back and forth with some different topics and everything. And that's what the road to knowledge is going to be about when we get it started. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Spartacus. He's going to be probably the one of the forefronts of this too, because he came up with the name Mrs. B.L. Carter. She's going to be like the the advocate of the whole movement. It's birth. It's going. It's now. It's time to grow it, and it's going to happen. Like I said, the first trip we're going to do is going to be sometime in August, and it's going to be in Texas in a cabin in the woods somewhere. There are going to be activities. It's going to be all types of activities. And guess what? They serve nothing but they serve vegan food. So either I can cook for you guys, or we can eat some of the vegan food. You see what I'm saying? Either or. I'm pretty much sure that Brother Lance and his wife and Brother Kwaku and hopefully General Kwaku will be there as well. I know he probably will. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, General Kwaku, man, he sent me some music and I was rocking off of it, and I forgot all about that song. It's by Outkast, and it's a deep song. It's Outkast, Erica Badu, and I think Sleepy Brown, and it's deep. It's basically about being hungry for knowledge, and then they took it away from us, and we got to shake this load off in order for us to get this full knowledge. The load is the food that we eat, all of the negative things that we indulge in. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us get on Brother Lance Scurv's show and jump off and go right to Liberation. There it go, Liberation by Outkast. You guys listen to that song. That's a very deep song. Um, Bob Marley, Exodus is a deep song. Get Up, Stand Up is a deep song by Bob Marley. He talks about the fake Jesus coming out of the sky, the religion, and everything. Um, we have messages, we have songs that we can listen to. I really dig Beyonce's sister. She has a lot of subliminal songs that are meant for us. She's a lovely woman. You see what I'm saying? She puts a lot of stuff out for us to check out too as well. Um, but like I said, we're going to move forward with that time. I think tomorrow we're going to get more in depth in it when we got everybody on the chat to where we can actually come up with a a good time to meditate, and we can also set a time designated for Miss Sister Shantae Edwards. You know what I'm saying? To where we can help her out with her. It's not prayer, it's meditation. They stole the concept of meditation and turned it into a prayer. Um, but like I said, we can compromise with her as well. I know everybody probably yes, Rockstone, y'all, Dan and Marley. Hey, I got that Rockstone, your man give up. Hey, I love that song. Yes, yes. He was speaking it, and it's another song that he made. I'm about to tell you right now. It's on my playlist. It's on my playlist. I'm about to tell you right now what song it is. It was written by Damon Jr. That song, it was written. That's so deep. Okay, so she says she can join it at 4:30. Okay, well, long as we know we're all on the same time, we can do it for 20 minutes. So what we need to do next is come up with a day and a date that we're going to start this on. Today is technically Tuesday. Maybe we can do it Thursday at 4:30 in the morning. I can go live at 4 o'clock and get everybody and see who all up, and I can shut it down at 4:25. At 4:30, we'll meditate to 4:50, and we'll do this twice a month. So at the end of the day, we can all compromise and we can come together. I love you guys in that chat too, man. This is powerful. This is some powerful stuff right now. This is something I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna tell y'all how much this means, how much this means to me. It was one point in time I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I was spiritually awoke, and I thought I was the only person that was like this. Somebody made me feel like I was crazy because I felt like this. Somebody told me I shouldn't be doing what I was doing. Okay, okay. Monette McKnight, peace, 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 peace and love, peace and love. Everybody give her some love. She joined the chat a little bit later, a little bit late than expected, but I'm glad you joined the chat. But okay, 4:30. So we official 4:30 Thursday. In the morning, I'm gonna go live at 4 o'clock. We gonna get on here to yes, yes, peace and love. We're gonna get on here at 4:30. Yep, 4:30 Thursday a.m. I'm gonna get on here at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna go live to about 4:20, and we're gonna shut it down at 4:25, and we're gonna go into our meditation, and we're gonna do it to 4:50. And the first time we do it, yes, yes. The first time we do it, the second time we do it, we'll after that Thursday, we'll get back on here and we'll figure out the next time we're gonna do it. I think I want to do it a little bit before the road to restoration um, for Florida, so we can we're going to manifest a bigger crowd for them. You know what I'm saying? A younger crowd a younger crowd of the youth that's down there. Because the last road to restoration I went to was actually lovely, and it was people there with their kids, and they were listening. So, like I said, the battle starts. The grooming of the battle starts with our kids. You see what I'm saying? It starts with the youngsters. We can only do so much because we're older. You know what I'm saying? But the youngsters are the ones that gonna be controlling this. Yes, Three Mass. Yes, yes. I love that place, man. I got a bunch of stuff from that place too. Bam. Bam. Yes, all come from Three Mass. You see what I'm saying? And anything, matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys something. Um, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to actually, I know we were in the chat the other day, and you guys were asking about a lot of a couple of places where you guys can buy stuff at. Three Mass actually has a website. If you go to one of my videos on my page, you can actually get the information from them as well. But I'm about to give you this right here. She's the owner. She's the owner of the Three Mass. Her and her brother. I don't know if you guys see the number and everything. She sells black seed oil. She sells black soap. She sells vitamins, and she has her own website. And it comes straight from Africa. They're from Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna leave that up for a little bit. If somebody can, you can copy the website and put it in the chat. I need to come back a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm about to tell you the website right now. blessingemo7@yahoo.com. BLESSINGMOL7@yahoo.com. Matter of fact, I'm about to just type it in for you guys. I forgot I could do that. Mm, okay, that's one of her websites. And I'm about to give you another one. You know, we're gonna show the sister some love because she showed us love for the road to restoration. Because that's where we hope our chapter in Florida holds it at her and her brother's shop, which is called the Three Mass. So anything that we talked about in the last chat, as far as like the sea moss, the black seed oil, all the vitamins you can order online through her site, and it's everything comes from Africa. She got a lot of slashes in this one, so bear with me, you guys. Okay. That's her other one right there. Yes, yes. And she, hey, listen, if you see this elder, this sister, she looks like she's about 40. She's in her late 40, early 50. This elder, she's about 85 years old. You see what I'm saying? She says she's never been to a hospital a day of her life. She said when she was sick, when she was a baby, she was very sick. And her mom, her dad, and her granny treated her with half of the stuff that she sells. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's real. It's real. I order stuff from her too. I forgot to tell y'all about that, man. Wow, I've been slipping. Only thing that I wanted to get, she has a protein powder and it's a plant based, but you will have to go and get it directly from her because they won't allow her to ship it because of certain things. It's not a USDA approved item. You know, anything that's good for us, the USDA won't approve it, but they'll approve some rotten meat and let us put it in our body. So yeah, it's deep. Like I said, they out to kill us, y'all. I'm gonna get a little bit more in depth and a little bit more spontaneous and a little bit more aggressive about what we need to be doing. I think I broke the ice tonight because I'm a warrior and I stand for peace, love, and righteousness. I govern myself over those three things. I also follow the 42 laws of Ma'at. I believe that we are divine beings and having a human experience. I believe that while there's no belief, there's facts that everything that creates the atmosphere, as far as like stardust, is created through us. It's created in us as well. We have everything the universe has. You see what I'm saying? And once you realize that and you grasp that concept and you know how strong you are, you see what I'm saying? And you can go from there. And those are my ending words. I just want you guys to know I love y'all. Man, we so powerful together, man. So just imagine how it'll be once we start meditating and getting things together. Um, that and getting it all together. I think this road to oh, Miss Shantae, listen, yep, 4:30. We're gonna start it at 4:30. Yep, 4:30 Thursday. I'm gonna go live at 4 o'clock, and I'm gonna go live until 4:20. And once we gonna hang up. We're gonna get off the live chat at 4:25, and we're gonna meditate from 4:30 to 4:50. And then later on that day, I'll get back on it. We're gonna figure out the second day. So it's set in stone. Every Thursday, every first Thursday of the month, we're going to start meditating at 4:30. Every first Thursday of the month, we're going to meditate at 4:30. And we're going to give a shout out to brother Eon because he created that. You see what I'm saying? So whoever wants to create the next day or the next time day, and hour, I think we're going to stick with a 4:30. So only thing we need to do is come up with the next day and the next time. I mean, the next day and what week we gonna do it. It can be every other week. It can be the first week and the last week, or the first week and the third week. Yes, yes. But that's official right there. So this Thursday coming up, we're gonna start it, you guys. And I just want you guys to oh yeah, Miss Shantae, listen, we got the name of the trip that we're taking. The name of the we birthed something. It's called the Road to Knowledge. And it's officially gonna be in Texas, but it's going to be um, towards the end of the month. This, and I want you guys to do something for me. When you guys meditate today or tomorrow, um, it's all good, brother Eon. You done had a long day. Sodomites and suck all the energy out of you. But you still got your shout out, man. Like I said, we thank you for coming up with that time. But it's called the Road to Knowledge, and we're gonna do that in August, towards the end of the month. I want you guys to keep BL Carter in y'all meditation. She's going through some things. We gonna uplift her, and we're gonna stand behind this sister, and we're gonna send our ancestors to protect her and provide her with the protection that she actually needs. So if you guys meditate tonight before you go to sleep, please add her in it. Talk to your ancestors. Give. They know who she is. Just pass your power through them so they can pass it to her. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream. I'm gonna put something on for us to, the calm down a little bit because my blood racing. We got a lot of wonderful things that's about to happen with this with this GBF family. It's an extension of Brother Lance and Brother Kwaku and Brother Lance and Brother Lance wife, Mrs. Lance. So I just want you guys to stay peaceful, but stay adamant at what we're doing. Keep that fire lit inside you guys, and peace and love. And I love you guys, man. This was a wonderful moment. I think we got a lot accomplished tonight. We got some information out there we needed to know. We talked about a lot of good things. I see y'all was going back and forth in the chat, so I appreciate you guys. I love how we also, yes, Sister BL Carter, we're going to keep her in our meditation. You see what I'm saying? We're going to keep her in our circle to where we can protect her and our ancestors can go out and do what they need to do. No, BL. General Quackle just put it on there, Brother Eon. BL Carter. Okay, you got it? Yes. Hey, man. Brother Eon and Spartacus, man, them my warriors. I'm about to get up off of here because I know Brother Spartacus probably laying it down right now because he got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live chat, man. And I love y'all, man. I'm gonna put another one up another time that we're gonna do it. I got it down packed this time, so I actually went to the one that I posted earlier to let you know that I was doing it at 10:10, and I actually went live off of that one. So, congratulations to me. I told you I was gonna get it. Ain't nothing small things to a giant. But I love y'all, and I want y'all to know, man, we're gonna have a good show. We're gonna have some good time together, and that's just what it is. GBF, salute, y'all. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be waiting on that call too. I'm gonna be going to the gym around like 11, so I'll be up around like I'm gonna do my 4:30 this morning, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rest for about 9. So I'll be you can hit me up on the way to the gym or after. It don't matter, but I'm gonna be looking forward for that call, man. And I appreciate it, and I love you, General. Thank you for that inspirational word the other day. You just don't know how much that gave me the boost to go out and buy this, and you know what I'm saying, and do a different approach. And it's actually a better approach. I feel like I reach a lot of people now, a lot more people this way. You see what I'm saying? And I thank you. I thank you. Salute, brother Eon. Love you, man. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow too. Thank you, all true. It's making too much noise. It ain't. I don't know if y'all know what who Maze and Frankie Beverly is, man. You know, I grew up on this. They some powerful people. Yes, yes. Before I let go. All true. This is something for us. This is our peoples, man. You know, they manifest a lot in their songs and everything. They some spiritual brothers, you know. If you look up a lot of their album covers, you'll see what I'm talking about. I actually got one of their album covers on my neck. Yep. So, you know, yes. And guess what, General? I didn't even know. I just been loving this sign because I knew what it meant. You know what I'm saying? But after I got it, probably about 2 hours later in the shop when he was getting done, this song came on the radio. So when I got in my car, I was in California when I got this tattoo. When I got in my car, I had actually typed it in because I wanted to hear it on the way home, and the album cover popped up, and that was the album cover right here. This was on the album cover. So that just goes to show how spiritual we are and how much we connect to other spiritual brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? So that was deep right there. Yeah. You know, I'm a warrior. I'm tatted up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did back in the day. That's what, you know, that's what our ancestors did. You know, we marked our body for reasons. It wasn't just for show or none of that. It was for reasons. You know, even the tattoos that I have right now means something. It might not mean a good thing, but it meant something. You see what I'm saying? To me at the time. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness to all my family out here. GBS, GBF, we stand strong. Peace.